what I think I'm going to do now, what's the Saxon situation looking like? 19 troops, so we'll cut our force in half. Charlie's group goes away. Oh good, okay, thanks. I just saw a rip stream. Just an excuse for a cool scar. Yeah, I'll, again, actually, I'm usually a little bit better at thanking people for joining the stream. I'm still at the point where I can recognize and appreciate every follow, so thanks, guys. But one of the things that comes, I mean, I have a note on it down in my stream description, but actually, you know what? Let's just kill these 19 guys. One of the drawbacks that I run into is my my internet package in Canada, in Vancouver, is a very basic one. So the upload rates in Canada are notoriously low. So I already, like, I'm playing this on a fairly good computer. But the fact of the matter is that my upload rate really isn't what it should be. I actually noticed it looks like my stream did actually fully conk out. And what this tends to translate to is just either interruptions in the service or or drop frames. So usually technical problems like that, I can't do much about the stream quality, but if I have any technical problems like that, usually letting me know in chat is a way that we can get them fixed. So I wish I had a better solution for you guys, but just letting me know about stuff like that allows me to at least twist the knobs as far as I can get. So. Alright, the old wound is finally healed, leaving a pretty grotesque scar behind. Ew. So sorry, I thought he was maimed, not wounded, so that's good. Now, again, with the sieges that they've been doing, they're down to 24, which I think is just within shooting distance of my current forces. So I kind of need to make a decision now as to whether or not I want to recover my forces and take on the Slavic uprising, or if I want to go all in and lay siege to the Saxon provinces. I think I'll take out these 19 troops here just because the cost should be relatively low. I don't know why I decided to go there. But after I take them out, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these guys to bed. I'm going to wait till I have the full 2,900 force. I'll take care of the Slavs, and I'll just hope that these wars don't get resolved quickly. The sooner that the wars get resolved, I kind of need to commit on a path. Once these wars get resolved, they start ticking their troop count up. But for the meantime, they're going to be suppressed for the entire time. So let's just disband the army of Roland. It's like those orange Slavs have taken land from Bavaria. The pagans are relentless. Yeah, I mean, at least they're not focusing on me. Oh, they want to offer peace. Not good enough. Oh, and you know what? I've probably been, I haven't been tending to my potential rebellions. So the hope here now is, if you notice, they lost about 300 troops laying siege to this province, but only for 12 war score. Now I believe because they've successfully taken... oh, you know what? I've not been making any real progress with this, with the Pope here, so realistically I'm probably not going to be... I'm probably not going to be forming the Holy Roman Empire anytime soon, so I'm at least going to start converting provinces, so we don't have to deal with this again. Looks like it. So it's basically 12 war score in exchange for 300 troops. With it, if they lose another 300 troops, I can already take them on right now. In the time that it takes them to lay siege on these provinces, I'm also going to be increasing my my own troop score. So again, hopefully they bleed themselves out with these sieges. I go in, I clean them up. if this can last longer, then I get to a point where I can enforce demands on the Anglo-Saxons. Alright, Count Engler of Blois has provided me with proof that Count Gerhard of Paris has been viciously slandering me. How should I use this information? I actually want Paris, so in this case we will expose and denounce him publicly, giving me reason to arrest him. Aw, damn it. Uh-oh. Well, that was a... I mean, admittedly I didn't give voice to it in chat, but that was a possibility. I guess the nice thing about the rebellion is that this title's now mine. But I really can't afford to be... Oh my god! The heresies. I really can't afford to be throwing away my troops on rebellions like this. So in this case I'm going to be massing as many troops as I can to deal with them. Just because the larger the difference between us... This is Lynchester's laws in play. The larger the difference in army sizes... I gotta see if there's a way I can not cross a... Oh, you know what? If I come in from Vexen... So again, if I attack them with the larger force, I don't lose as many troops. Catholic moral authority? Probably quite... Oh, 77%. That's surprising. That's because they don't control Jerusalem, which is exactly the way the game should start. Mr. Pornstar, how's it going? We're playing a very interesting game of Crusader Kings as Charlemagne. I say interesting because we've had a couple of situations where we should get utterly defeated, but we've kind of come back from near certain defeats by some effectively random... Well, I mean, they're not entirely random. Like, when you consider the ferocity of the pagans, I mean, that's something that caused them to attack me, as well as something that caused them to suffer some hits. I feel like their numbers have increased. Alright, so let's see how many people we lose in this attack. Oh, I didn't even read that number. That's stupid of me. Alright, so garrisons of... Looks like 400 at the most. 260? Okay. So I really want to send like a skeleton crew to deal with it. Like 666, perfect. Send that. Get rid of the rest of these guys because I want them to build up strength to deal with the Slavs here. And I'm planning on getting the upcoming Horse Lords DLC. So the way that I normally do DLC for Paradox... So the one thing that I don't like about Paradox is the way that they... I think they kind of overdo the DLC. Like, to be honest with you, I really like Crusader Kings 2, but I don't feel like Crusader Kings 2 is a game that's worth $200. So generally what I like to do is I'll buy the DLC when it goes on a fairly significant discount. So I wasn't quite planning on getting Horse Lords right away, but actually, you know what, this is worth it, especially with the new faces in chat. I'm just going to post a link. I'm going to wait about a minute before I post that link, but I did design a survey today just to get some feedback in terms of what people are expecting out of the streams, and one of the questions on there is how important it is to have the latest DLC on a playthrough. So if the simple answer to your question is that I don't have. Oh, good. It looks like the Fraticelli heresy got taken care of on its own. A simple answer is that I wasn't planning on getting it right away. Mostly just because even, like, I think it'll be like 16 bucks, so it's not a ridiculous amount of money, but this stuff kind of adds up. But on the other hand, if it's going to be making for a better show for people, I'm also not opposed to putting a little bit of money into the stream to make it better. So, not originally planned, but also it's not completely off the table either. Okay, so I don't need to worry about the Fraticelli. I think I've undercommitted troops, though, because once this job's finished, well, they'll be able to take the city, so... I don't understand why I just lost so many troops, though. So I suspect it probably took away those troops because it said that I didn't hold the territory or something like that, but I don't think it warned me. And plowing. Oh, great. So it looks like we have so if you aren't enthusiastic about the specific content, then there's no reason to rush. The patch for vanilla should spice up the game somewhat on its own. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I think the horse lords is a really interesting idea. Like, it'd be a really interesting addition. But when I think about it, like, I'd love to do a Found Rome playthrough. Like, I've never played as the Byzantine Empire. So, you know, the content I already have, I really haven't experienced to its full level either, so there's nothing particular about the history and the horse lords that that draws me to it right away. Whereas, you know, with my background in classics, let's say, I have oh, you know what, the Saxons are back in strength, so I'm going to have to make some hard decisions now. They're probably going to be gaining those troops quickly as well, so... Okay, you know what? With 2,000 troops... Okay, I'm gonna wait until these guys get out of the inconvenient spaces. With 2,000 troops, I feel like I'm gonna be able to... I'm gonna be able to deal with the Slavs. Oh, another son, which means I'm going to start losing titles. So we get to look forward to assassinations. Oh my god, why? Okay. We'll deal with the most recent rebellion first. So the way I'm going to break this up, I'm going to have kind of a group of roaming hunters to deal with. I just basically want to punt... Oh, wow. That was fast. Okay. King Charles died in Christ at the age of 44. He died in poor health. Long live King Richard. So be it. What am I looking at for troops? Well, I have levies, so... And I've got gold, too. So the good news is, okay, so yeah, this is actually fairly good news for our realm. So what we're going to do now, this is a bit of a Charlie Foxtrot of a playthrough. And it also looks like a number of these actually went independent, probably because of the vassal limit. But that's fine, because once we create the empire, we'll be able to take them back. So we kind of have a new set of priorities, and what we're going to do. So even though we sort of screwed up the start for Charlemagne, we also have a few different opportunities in terms of how we're going to deal with this next group. So what we want to do, I know it's been a long playthrough. I actually haven't taken a break yet, but I think I'm just going to do a no-break stream here, especially because we had such an awesome host from W-Shan last time. We went 9 hours. We'll keep the momentum going. So again, we're going to look at the individual ruler, and then we're going to move out through our different why can't I speak English? We'll take a look at the individual ruler, and then we'll just kind of expand things out from there. So, can't really assign any ambitions or anything like that. But the first thing that we want to do is kind of reunite the kingdom. So there's an obvious solution to this. It's assassinate the king of Italy. So, which apparently I'm not allowed to do because of my regency. So, bit of a drawback there. Looks like my Chancellor is my regent, so I don't get any options with that. It still makes sense to me to train troops, so we'll build that there. We will definitely collect taxes. Probably going to have a world of factions to deal with, so I'm going to keep the option open here. Oh yeah, and actually, let me just make sure I've got the best people in every position. A Norse Marshal. I think I'll hold off from that. Definitely can improve our steward and actually get one that likes me. We absolutely need a new spy master, especially with our intentions of killing my brother. And we can probably get a better corps chaplain. Okay, so first of all, religious screen. We've eliminated the Slavic religion from our borders, so we'll get the last remnants of Germanic. See what the Pope thinks of me. 44? Not much we can do about that. Slow increase in moral authority, which is good. The one drawback is I didn't get a chance to go to Agnatic Cognatic, but it turns out I didn't need it in that case. We can banish somebody for 38 gold, which I will do. We can't take any titles. I don't actually really need the money right now, so I'm also tempted, so I'm not actually going to create any of the titles, not because I don't want to, but my vassals are kind of under control at the moment, and I'm a little bit worried that the Regency isn't going to allow me to distribute them the way that I want, so I'm going to wait the 6 years before I do anything like that. So in this case here, it's not the best playthrough that we can, do simply because we're limited in our options. We did inherit the kingdom as a child, which means we're going to need to deal with the fact that the Regency won't allow us to do everything that we want. But we gained two important things, which is money. Money gives us options. We gained the option to re-welcome the Jewry, so a small loss... Oh, sorry, a gain in prestige, that's right. It's a net loss in prestige, but we at least get the option of borrowing money again. So, most importantly, our vassal problem was dealt with temporarily. We have the problem with the divided kingdom, so in this case we are going to need to assassinate my brother, which we can't do for 6 years, which means that this can probably be mismanaged to hell. And finally, the big advantage is that we're now able to deal with our wars quite readily. So in this case, I'm going to prioritize the Slavs because it's the longest ongoing uprising And I'm not sure if I want to... I probably shouldn't divide my forces, so maybe I'll deal with the Slavs, deal with the other rebellion, and then we'll go in and crush the Saxons, because it's not likely that they're going to be able to amass enough forces. You may be wrong because you didn't catch his name, but you think that the Norse Marshal is an event courtier that Charlemagne gets like Roland. Oh! That's a good point. Ogier? Yeah, he's the one who saw the prophecies. Congratulations, you're hired. You feared that the lands of Duke Edo might become independent from your realm in the uncertain moment of your inheritance. Luckily, he has instead confirmed his loyalty by swearing fealty to you, a true and loyal vassal. Duke Wilgren has decided to defy your authority and assert his independence, claiming that you have no right to rule him anyway. We are not pleased. So that was Aquitaine? Yes. Count Lampert decided to defy my authority, and in this case he is a Count of Modena. And similarly, the Count of Anjou. Duke Peter remained loyal, as did Duke John. Count Peter of Corsica. Countess Bertrude. Interesting. So that's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Who is my guardian? I believe is my chancellor. Mayor Frothard of Stavrowen? Yeah. Or do you mean for education? For that, it is... Frobert. Who isn't that impressive, to be totally honest. Is there somebody with better stats? He'd be perfect if his intrigue wasn't so low. So he's actually not that bad compared to the... Like, as far as average stats are concerned, he's actually not bad. There's no exceptional stats, but I don't want a one diplomacy guy teaching him, so well, we'll live with it. There's those factions I was looking for. So actually, there's 3 priorities that I have on this particular playthrough. Go to hell. Priority number 1 is to deal with the current wars, which should be taken care of fairly shortly. I mean, my vassal levies are certainly high enough. Stop bothering me. This is going to be a problem because it's going to further increase my my demand at a time I really don't want it to, but I don't have many other options. We can at least move the capital to Paris. Hang on, I can't even remember how you make that the... I can't even remember how you make that the capital of the kingdom. Alright, does anybody remember or want to tell me how you change the capital again? Because I am losing my mind. That's a strange looking Europe for so early. What happened to Old Carl and his brother? Old Carl just died. Oh, by the way, welcome, Delzek. Hit the crown next to the name in the box. Just like this. Oop. Which box are you guys referring to? Look at the... Okay, actually, sorry, I'll go through chat one at a time. So, yeah, it's, Charlemagne just died. In this case, the kingdom is divided between me and my brother. Currently, the regent is not allowing me to assassinate him, so I'm going to have to sit on this for a little while. We've had 1,000,000,001 pagans declare war on us, and I completely mismanaged the realm for the first few turns. So, we're now in a process of sort of rebuilding. But welcome. I hope you get to enjoy the worst playthrough of Charlemagne that you'll ever watch. Okay, so let me just say here, make Paris as my primary. Yep, definitely plan on making. Well, no, I can't make Paris as my primary. But okay, so hit the crown next to the box above the portrait. Change the capital look above the portrait in the province view when you click the county. Okay, so. Oh, that's Orleans. That's not where I want to be. Where did Paris go? Oh, there we go. Ah, here we go. Make capital. Thank you, guys. I guess I don't really need to train troops anymore, but it's probably not bad for me to do. I suspect all my vassals will be calling for my blood because of the number of titles that I have, so let's see if I can at least get some dukes on side. Okay, Toulouse is where I'll start. I don't really like using my Chancellor for this, but it's kind of the best option I have. I don't really want to commit myself to any more wars at the moment. I think what I'll do too, the Saxons should probably be... Yeah, they're building up their armies relatively quickly, so I think once I deal with the Slavs, I cut the army in half, I have a hunting party for Saxons, deal with this other rebellion, and then I can refocus on shedding the blood of Saxon men. No, it's not a problem. It's hard to like, especially when you see it on the monitor. It's actually really frustrating to try and tell people what to do on the screen. I've been there on some of my favorite streams myself, so I think we've established my idiocy. I just thank you all for your patience. The one thing I'm dreading is I might actually need to recover some of these counties. Okay, good. So we took them out. Take a minute and say hi to the Saxons. Again, the key on this one is we want to get it to a point where we can actually enforce demands and claim some money. It may be a mistake because he's 67, right? I believe the claim dies with him. But at this point too, like if I go for a white piece, I gain a little bit, but I'll maybe put this in concrete terms. So remember how we were talking before when it seemed like we were basically going to lose everything and there's going to be a giant rebellion that would finish us off? Can't enforce the demands yet. But under a white piece, the Grand Chief loses 100 prestige. Don't care about that. Germanic religion loses 1 moral authority. Don't care about that. I'm going to burn the world tree when I get a chance anyway. I gain 50 prestige from the war contribution, which is okay. I'm fairly early into my reign, but not exactly the sort of thing where I'm like, oh god. Like, if I were to get an event which said, you lose 50 prestige, I'd be kind of like, well, that sucks. I wouldn't, you know, but I wouldn't be like shaking my fist at the heavens and saying how unfair everything is. On the other hand, let's say that I enforce demands. So he loses 200 prestige, don't care. I get 56 gold, not a huge amount, but okay. -1 moral authority, I gain an additional 50, or yeah, I gain an additional 50 prestige and 50 piety. So, I mean, neither of these amounts are huge, but they are sufficient. Like, the cost of potentially losing that that white piece amount is well worth the upside of being able to enforce demands on the Saxons. Furthermore, it also allows me to extend the period of time in which they are they're suppressed. So now this is a problem. So I'm kind of going for it. Now my big concern here is that I just lost my really good spy master, which again is going to be causing a problem with reclaiming Italy, as well as taking apart these factions. So I hope this guy earns his keep. The biggest worry that I have, having lost this kingdom, due to your court intrigue well beyond your present ability to comprehend, your current serving regent has been replaced with another. So my domain is slightly less horrible than it was before. But will he let me kill my brother? Nope. So what I suspect is going to happen after these encounters, and when I'm finally able to reunite the kingdom, I suspect I'm going to have to reconquer some of these duchies before I'm actually able to create the empire. If that's the case, I mean, if that's the case, I have to live with it, right? There's not a whole lot that I can do, and the main question is, what do I do in the meantime? So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to move to Cologne. I'm going to start by sort of taking out every single Saxon unit that I can find. And then I'm going to... I'm going to basically have these little pockets of sieges so I can sort of take every last... I can take every last scrap of territory as quickly as I can. Another advantage of this too is, of course, that generally this land doesn't permit for a lot of... this land doesn't really permit for a whole lot of troop movement. If you compare Cologne, which has 21.8 thousand troops available, to the 1.5 available in Göttingen, or however you pronounce it, I need to be a little bit more judicious in terms of my management of my forces. The Franks in the province of Paris have now adopted enough Latin customs that they can no longer be recognized as Germanic. The scholars call them the French. Such are the times. I believe... Is my son French? Yes, because Charlemagne was French. Alright, so I think at this point I'm going to need to cut the forces in half, because all of these are about 1.5 groups. Oh, actually I'm going to hold on. I'm going to wait till they pass through Göttingen, and then I'll move the unit. This is one of the big problems that I run into. Hang on. How about we auto-balance that? I know it's a small force, but I'd really rather not find out that I lose my 1125 army loses to a 455 group. Alright, looks like basically looks like we're completely converting to the French culture. Alright, so it looks like the, oh, hang on. It's actually my brother that's dealing with these guys. Okay, that's fine. So in this case, we will obligate. In this case here, I just want to lay siege. I want to lay siege to as much territory as I can as quickly. It means I'm going to be losing some of the. It means I'm going to be losing some of my troops. I'm at a point now where this is the only war that I have, so I'm not as worried about the troop strength. And then the sooner we can end this, the sooner I rebuild my forces and start focusing on the kinds of things that I want to worry about. Alright, so we've cleared that out. I think here it'd probably be nice to kill these troops if I can. Chasing them all over Europe. There we go. That kid mocked me. I cannot be blamed for punching him in the face and giving him a nosebleed. I hate him. He's wroth just like his daddy. Alright, so in the meantime we've taken this. Delzak, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate you giving me that show of support. It's I actually got a private message from somebody saying that I seem to be a little over the top in my my responses to people hitting the follow button, but it's actually like I'm a Twitch viewer, right? You know, I know it doesn't take a whole lot to hit that button, but when you consider the fact that I'm sub to 50, ah, damn it. The bitter war in Saxony rages on. The armies of King whoever have captured Paderborn, the site of the great shrine of the holy tree of Irminsul. By order of the conquering king, the troops burned the holy tree and then proceeded to destroy the entire shrine. This has infuriated the people of the Germanic religion everywhere. Gloria in excelsis Deo. I kind of wanted to be the one to burn the world tree, but that's fine. My little brother did it. But yeah, as I was saying, it's a small gesture as a viewer. I know that because I do that a lot of the time. But when you see somebody who's at the, you know, so at the very least sub 300 follow level, it's to a point still that having one person saying, you know, saying they like this enough to want to know when it comes back, it means a lot, and I never want to take something like that for granted. So. And especially, too, I should note, like, we did have a kind of a rocky start to this game where there's a lot of new faces, but it was a, people expecting a style of play which I can't give them, so, it's a, it's also, it's, you know, when I'm not necessarily feeling like I'm giving the best cast that I could, it's nice to have a vote of support. So this was a complete Charlie Foxtrot. I shouldn't have stacked those units together in that region, but such is life. You're a sucker for good audio? Well, that's apparently the one thing I can deliver. The one thing that I think I like the most about this Charlemagne playthrough, I mean, it's one thing to, like, so the House of Rose playthrough, the first Iron Man game that I ever played in Crusader Kings 2, like, that was fun to do, and that was, I mean, it gave rise to a couple of memes, and it, you know, it's just, it was neat. Like, it's something that I will remember as a big event on the stream, but, I mean, it's not like it's completely ahistorical. Like, it's just, you know, playing as a count, becoming the biggest empire that you can, and just, you know, running with it. what I'm liking a lot about this Charlemagne playthrough is all of the events that come up. So, you know, being able to create the French... Oop. Sure, I'll accept your offer, not that I'm going to do anything about it. What I like about it is, you know, creating the French culture, or, you know, things like burning the world tree and things like that. Those are events that I never really got to experience because I wasn't... You know, I wasn't playing an entity that would really give rise to scenarios like that. In contrast, because this is somewhat historical, I have the advantage of sort of seeing all of these little, you know, these little vignettes. Even if I'm not the one to have destroyed the world tree myself, I at least kind of get, you know, I knew this was an option available to me if I maybe managed my time a little bit better. So, just little touches that I think really make the game. So it definitely seemed to have stalled out as far as this war score is concerned. Hello. Let's move you to a place where you're not starving. So here I'm just kind of losing troops without really getting any gain. I think I have enough to be able to lay siege to this province. I suspect he probably won't allow us to enforce demands yet, but our worry about him dying before we could do anything was... Nope, he's probably going to want us to go the full 100. Our worry about him dying didn't seem to be justified, so... And I've got 3 years before I can start making a royal pain of myself. I seem to have burned through my my savings pretty well. I guess the big question here is whether or not I try and reclaim some of that lost territory before... Yeah, that's a really good question. So I don't actually have any claims on the duchies that I lost, but I do have a claim on my brother's kingdom, so maybe instead of assassinating him, I just try and take it by force. What's the difference? 25 to 22. Or 23. Yeah, well, he'll be my new marshal. As much as I hate to do that, but... the big question, though, is do I get him training troops or do I get him researching technology? I think right now he'll stay in my army, but... Arise the Shia. Schism at the heart of Islam dates back to its earliest days. The majority of Sunnis have long persecuted the followers of Ali, the Shias forcing them into hiding. The partisans of Ali look to his descendants for leadership, but they are forced to keep their ancestry secret. Now, though, the Shias are mobilizing their strength behind a boy whom they claim to be Ali's rightful heir and imam. Other Islamic jurists claim the boy to be clearly a fraud, but to his followers, he is the person they have been waiting for now, and now they flock to his banner. Zero? Yeah. Because he's a kid, you can try to offer to educate him at my court by a courtier of yours. You'll have more plot. Oh, that's a really good idea, actually. It appears I don't actually get... Am I doing this wrong? Let me just double check this. Okay, so educate. That doesn't... Okay, let me just try that again. Educate. So he should be here, but isn't. That was a cool idea, but it doesn't seem to give me the option to educate him. Oh yeah, good point. It definitely isn't age 6. So 3 years. Well, 3 years I'm going to be able to do the assassination plot anyway. But yeah, no, that's... I didn't even think that, but you're absolutely right. That's a remarkably effective way in. Putting him into a position where I can do terrible things. Are you serious? Why did I just lose all that territory? Does this Pope like me? He only likes me 55. I have a feeling it's going to take a while to make the Holy Roman... Well, I definitely can't make it now, but I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to wait a while to make the Holy Roman Empire. Cut it in half and just reconquer everything again. Okay, small tithe, but we'll work with what we have. We should probably actually take this capital. I want to gobble up at least the small units. It probably won't really translate to that much. But my brother peaceful out? Oh yeah, so like he finished the war probably. I noticed, like, if you notice, the banner did change, so I'm not quite sure what prompted that, but... Not too worried. I mean, the war score is kind of doing what it needs to on its own. I just want to speed this up as much as I can. Because, I mean, even with this war finally done, we have all our work ahead of us in terms of just recapturing the lost territory. In fact, some of this stuff in Italy, I suspect I'm probably, like this stuff, I'm gonna have to reclaim. I'm gonna have to reclaim the stuff for my brother, and then do a separate attack to the south for those rebel kingdoms. That's fine. This will make this playthrough memorable. It's like Saxony was subjugated and the former king is now just a duke under the conqueror. Good call. So... Unislav of Saxony. Does he hold anything else? Kingdom of Saxony... High Chiefdom of Bohemia. So... He seems deceptively weak. I mean, the fact that he's so weak on its own would normally make me want to conquer it, but I know if I do that, I'm gonna have to come loaded for bear, basically. Like, I need to make sure that I don't, like, I'm gonna have to focus on putting out so many fires once I do finally claim Saxony, so... Okay. So, now we're going to take a minute to reflect. I believe I still don't have any valid plots. I am still 13? Nope, I'm 14. So, September 10th in 2 more years, so 792. I will be able to start killing people. I now need to worry about the Independence faction rather than whatever I was pursuing before, so let's move that over. I think... So this is a really tough call. My current capacity for troops really isn't that impressive. And with the possibility of a rebellion, I think I'm going to raise troops in Paris at least until we start putting the pin back in on some of these factions. And what's our religious situation looking like? We probably just need to stamp out the Germanic religion. Yeah. So it's not an ideal setup. Now the next question is, do I use my Chancellor to try and calm down some of these factions, or do I use him to start fabricating claims on territories I want? I don't believe I can... Oh, I can declare war. So that's a de jure claim. And I can claim... Okay, so I can actually claim territory from these guys. What are their troop holdings like? They're actually fairly weak, so... I don't feel good about it because I do need to prepare against these factions, but if they... I mean, if they rise up, they're still, like... They're gonna be a problem no matter what, so let's just... Let's just deal with this now. I might want to bring my own provinces down to the limit. Yeah. See, the thing is, there's some that there's some that I definitely want to keep. Originally I was over 3. Originally, like, the level was 3, so I wasn't even considering that. I think I'll wait. I'm going to lose money during the war anyway, so I think what I'll do is... I'm gonna reconquer the territory that I want, and then I'll start redistributing titles. I think I can afford to give away the land in the north, which is gonna improve the situation quite a bit. Oh yeah. Yes, rest in peace, Charlemagne. Unfortunately, at 44, Richard, did the Umayyads form an Oh my God, did they? They always do this. They did this the last playthrough too. You mad? Yeah, so actually, Delzek, you've got a good point there. Especially because the original reason why I was holding so many titles was because I couldn't give this duchy away the way that I wanted. I have lost that excuse, so I'll take advantage of the current conflict right now to just add to my holdings, and then I'll redistribute. Although I suspect everybody's gonna get pissed off because I should have maybe declared war on both of them. I could have taken them on. I just didn't want to. You know what? This is enough. Actually, that's a fairly healthy number. What's going on here? Oh, Toulouse is trying to add to its holdings. Neat. So it'll be added to... So this is the... This is the part that sucks about this, is I will get that back into my kingdom, but it means that the Duke of Toulouse is actually going to be a lot stronger than I want him to be. Fortunately, he's got a positive opinion. Although on the other hand, that does mean that that starts solving some of my vassal issues. Okay, looks like some factions are starting to die. So do I deal with Roland for West Francia, or do I deal with Lower Crown Authority? I mean, I can always bring Lower Crown Authority back up, but I don't want to deal with that, so... Is there anything that has a common... Duke you... This is a tough one. Let's start with these guys. No, you know what? I should always go with the biggest... Oh, this is the biggest faction. This is actually kind of dumb for me to have an even matchup like this, because I'm going to be losing too many troops at a time when I really don't want to... Like, I don't want to give these factions any more of a reason to rebel, so... But I'm kind of committed to it now, so I'll just remember for next time. Oh my god. Is that really my... Okay. For too long the Crown has restricted our historic rights and liberties. Time has come to... the time has come to... Exclamation mark. With your regent, Bishop Frobert of Bonneval among my supporters, you have no choice other than to accept. I guess I don't. So there goes my efforts to bring in higher Crown authority. I get to spend another generation miring in... mediocrity. And I wasted my spy master, who could be working on real threats. I definitely don't want elective succession, but I also don't want them to become independent. They've got more people, so... Oh well, that's fine. This is now going to be the most determined playthrough of Charlemagne that you've ever seen. We've gotten through the bad stuff, we've gotten through Saxon invasions, we've gone through my mismanagement of taking over Lombardy. So... I'm going to grin and bear it, and we will come back stronger than ever. Alright. So, the elective monarchy faction. What am I looking at if I say no? 2231 men. No, 4857 men. It's scary. I can possibly call my brother in on this, who has got only 1,000 troops, which is not a lot. I can hire mercenaries, though, and they're going to be divided across the country. So, in an act of absolute madness... No more levies? Damn. Okay. I will not be blackmailed. I don't care if it's not that bad. We don't give in to terrorists. Okay, so what are we looking at on the map here? This is great. I think I make a beeline for these guys. Oh, this is fantastic, actually. So, the army in Flanders is already trapped. So I'm going to focus on the north here, because these are the largest concentrations of troops that they have. I think as long as I can sort of cut them in half this way, I can finish off the rest. I just need to make sure they don't cluster too closely. Say no thanks, I'm fine. I will eventually redistribute the titles, but this is actually the Rebellion is a nice opportunity to start seizing titles too. Gotta go, System Shock. Don't give in to the haters in my realm. I don't intend to. But thanks a lot for stopping by, Carney. It was a lot of fun having you in here. I hope I get to see you again. If not, I definitely appreciate the time that you spent in the channel. I will comment that we're probably wrapping this up soon. I think I'm going to take it till I'm 16. Hopefully the Rebellions will be done by then. If not, well, we'll just finish them next week. Alright, now these guys are too strong for me, so we will employ a very familiar strategy, which is just to sit and wait. I think we're just going to gobble up as many smaller parts as we can get, and after that is when we will call in the mercenaries. Okay, I'm going to arrive on the 15th, they're going to arrive on the 18th, so I also need to be careful that 3k stack doesn't come and devour me. Oh, you know what, I didn't even call in allies, so let's do that. Okay, well, my brother's coming in to probably... Oh my god, we are screwed. Oh, maybe not. That's a bloody war, that's for sure, but... Okay, I might need to... Oh good, they're ignoring me. But factions are a problem again. So this is unfortunately a problem I can't buy mercenaries for anymore. So what I might... No, if I try and siege his provinces, then he's just going to use his numbers to beat me. So we're going to head back down to the province that we started a war with. There's not a whole lot that I can do about these extra troops. I'll just add 225, I'll have to live with it, and just I know I got a super stack that I need to worry about. I also can't remember which... This is... Yeah, this is the one that I'm most worried about. There's two ways that I'm thinking of... Oh, you'll be back much like that dude in that movie. Excellent. Look forward to it. So... We've got what we wanted there. Oh, really? She's allowed to keep her title? It's interesting. So there's kind of two ways that I can think about this, which is I try to lay siege to their most precious holdings. That will lower the number of troops that I have, but it's really the only way, like, in terms of my own personal holdings, I really just don't have that much anymore. Especially... Okay, actually I'll also sell off the people who I don't need anymore. Okay, I don't want to sell them off because they might be worth some war score. He belongs to my brother. I'm happy to sell him off. And lowborn. It's 10 for that ransom. So what I'm thinking here, there's not a lot of credible paths that I can see to actually being able to take out about 4,000 troops. Maybe with borrowing money and a mercenary army I might be able to. But the other thing I'm thinking here is I take a look at his personal holdings and I see if there's a way I can put the screws to him. The nice thing about this is I'm going to be able to have a pretty substantial siege, and either he's going to have to waste some time up here or I'm going to be able to lay claim to the territory. So I think that's the way I play this. If they actually decide to defend their realm, then I've got a little bit of a problem. But I also have that 413 gold now. So I can definitely afford to hire some mercenaries. Thing is, right now they're sieging provinces that don't mean a whole lot to me, and I'm going to be sieging their capital. So it's not ideal by any means, but I think in the end I can win the numbers game. Oh god, I've got another one. Independence of Bourbon. I will actually let them go, and I'm just going to take it away from them after. So yeah, they're going to let their capital go uncontested. And my Spy Master's free September. Nice. Okay. So now the real fun begins. I start with my plot to kill my brother. And at this point we do incorporate the recommendation. He says no. Child would be a hostage in a foreign power. So I suspect it doesn't really matter which of these options I pick. Alright, well, it's a clever plan, but it doesn't seem to be something we can pull off, so... What do we do as far as our ambitions are concerned? Well, first of all, we want to get married, so let's... I'm really hesitant to bring in... oh, well, she's 35, I can't do that. This is almost all of the traits that I want except that she's a courtier, so I'm probably gonna... yeah, it's too costly to bring her in. I kind of want this because eventually I'm gonna take Sicily as well, but I really don't want to lose that much. I mean, there just doesn't seem to be a lot of good marriage options that don't involve me losing a bunch of prestige. I think she's also a different religion, so that's a problem too. Okay, she's currently pregnant. I'm not sure that's a great recommendation. I'll just see what alliances I get out of these. I think that's the only way I can handle this. This one's tempting. See, there's one that would get me in with a prince of the Byzantine Empire, though. But she's 12, so that's not worth it. Yeah, let's go for this one. It's not pretty, but we'll run with it. Now that's a shame that that's going to take a whole year to fulfill. So this one's a little bit tough, but I have... So there's a couple of reasons why I want to do theology. Number one is because it's going to give me the option of a pilgrimage. So in this case, it's going to allow me to get my piety up, which means that it's going to make it a little bit easier to handle the creation of the Holy Rome... Or sorry, the Frankish Empire. As far as how we handle the rest of this rebellion, how much is Sky worth? 25. So I can also get another 300 from the Jewry. So I basically have access to 1,000 troops. They have access to 4,000. If I spring for the 300, I basically match. If I go for the 375, I win. So right now, I have a positive monthly balance. Okay, so the way, this is going to be the end. I kind of said I was going to stop the playthrough once I came of age, so here's what I think I'm going to be doing on the next playthrough. This is a god-awful stewardship. What the hell happened to you, dude? So here's what I'm going to be thinking about for the next playthrough. We're going to lay siege to the capitals as far as we can, basically just wasting their time here. At this point, it's key to remember that they're at 3,780 troops when they combine these two together. I've got my 1,000 troops in addition to whatever my brother wants to commit, which probably isn't that much because he's losing his war right now. Now, the trick here is going to be that I'm going to gain a bit of war score through the fact that I take the personal holdings of the rebellion's leader. They are going to be taking territories on their own, but not necessarily ones that I own, I don't believe. No, these are all ones that are held by a vassal. So what I wind up doing in the end... Actually, you know what? There's maybe one last step that I can do, which is, I think... Oh, interesting. I really don't have... I won't have any duchies at the end of this. That's a bit surprising. But I think I can give this away, so... Now, the question is, who do I give it to, though? So 1, 2, 3, 4 titles. But that also probably eliminates my military capacity. I'm gonna need to think about that one. Okay. So, current plan. We lay siege to the personal holdings of the leader of the rebellion. We figure out what their troop levels are after that. Now, the fact of the matter is that with my current demesne and with my current levies, there's really no way that I'm going to be able to take them on. But the big question here is how much they have left compared to what we have access to after laying siege to their territories. My war score is going to be going up faster than theirs, and I've got this 26 bonus to work with on its own. Once we are ready, I move my troops up to near the capital and I hire the mercenaries. Now I'm going to need some time to get the mercenaries to kind of get to their full morale. In the meantime, they're going to be costing me a lot of money. So I suspect what will happen is I will hire the mercenaries, then I'll need to borrow money from the Jewry. The key to this one is that I need to basically break the back of the rebellion before I run out of money for the mercenaries. If I don't do that, then I'm done. Like this rebellion basically succeeds. But I'm feeling somewhat confident. Like again, the key here is to have them wear down their troops so that even if I thoroughly mismanage the war, the sheer numbers are able to take it through. And in the end, I'm going to be able to raise more troops faster. After the rebellion is done, I need to reclaim Bourbon. I don't even know if I have a weak claim on it anymore. I'm kind of interested. Let's see. Yeah, I would need to earn a CB, so I suspect I can probably create the Empire and then just lay claim to them. Or maybe I'll offer to vassalize them or something like that. It sucks that I had to do that, but obviously I wouldn't be winning if there's no way that I would win if they went up against me. That's a really tightly controlled area. So it's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. Last thing I should look at is whether or not I can bring people on side with this plot. There's some interesting characters, for sure. What would it cost to bribe him? Yeah, 50 gold. I think I need to worry about killing my brother after the wars, which is a shame, because obviously having his troops would benefit me pretty heavily. But that's it for me tonight. I'm looking forward to trying this cautiously. It's definitely not the way I was planning for it to go, but I like the fact that our mistakes... Well, I say our mistakes. My mistakes weren't severe enough that I needed to reset the playthrough like I thought I was going to earlier on. So quite a few new faces in here, actually. And Derlome, it looks like I missed your follow a few minutes ago, so I apologize for that. Thank you very much for doing that. It actually looks like, if I look, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new follows today. I'm accustomed to only having 1 over the course of a broadcast, so thank you, all of you, for the support that you showed. I know it was a really rocky start at the beginning as far as my ability to, how do I put this? Like, just in terms of the kind of broadcast that I was doing and some of the conflict that was being created between the expectations. Again, I think I need to get a little bit better at that. But you guys gave me a lot of support. Thank you. It was neat to have some new faces with all the dialogue that was going on. And I'm looking forward to learning a bit more about this game with you guys alongside me. I'm going to take a minute here and host one of my Team Panda comrades. It's going to be Tony Loran. I'm actually going to be co-casting with her on Sunday, I believe. We're going to be playing the games Beyond Sol and Wanderlust Adventures. So I'll be sure to give a tweet and a notification on the Steam group for that. If you don't hang out for her stream, we will be back Monday at least for the regular sort of variety cast. Not quite sure what I'm going to play for that yet. And if you only want Crusader Kings 2, we will be back next Friday to continue the Carling adventures, reuniting Middle Francia, reclaiming our lost territory, finally founding an empire, and starting to do the sorts of things that one expects when you begin with these things. Again, thanks everybody. I'm just going to end the stream first. I noticed that I sometimes have some problems hosting with my bandwidth issues. Please stick around, give Tony Loran a chance, and if it's not your thing, obviously, I can't force you, but if anything else, just give her the numbers for a couple of seconds, and then you can head on your merry ways. In any case, thanks.